Okay, we're going. We're live with Chris Krueger. We had the Sapien Podcast. It's a brand new experiment. Just took over from Dr. Gary. What's going on, Chris?
Brian, I feel like in my life, I have finally made it. I don't know how many kids are this dorky, but I would read the encyclopedia when I was a kid. And then I would listen to AM talk radio, as a fifth and sixth grader. And I don't know why I never took this path, but I always thought the coolest job ever was AM radio talk show host. And it's they've had podcasting for 10 or 15 years, and I've just never hosted a podcast. I've been on Peak Human a couple times or other podcasts. I've done some other big shows, but to finally be a co-host, dude, I just love it. I'm so into this, but dude, what are we even going to talk about?
It doesn't matter. That's the point of this podcast is we don't plan it. It's more fun. Peak Human, we get the doctors, the PhDs. This one is going to be the hangout show. Chris is great. Yeah, he's been on recently again, and it has lots of good content, hormone optimization, being fit. We're both 42, and we have a lot of good things to contribute, right? This is going to be actionable, but it's also going to be fun. So get ready for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say fellow millennials, Gen Xers, and boomers. I don't know. If people are younger than us, is it even going to be relatable?
We'll catch some younger people. They can look up to us. I have some younger guys at Sapien Center that, kind of look up to me. They really are curious about what I have to say, and they want to be fit at my age. I actually smoked one of these dudes. He's 19. He was a football player. 19, ex-football player, and I smoked him in 6 sprints in a row.
Oh my goodness. Okay, how far are these sprints?
Well, 125 meters.
125. Well, yeah, that's the thing where Brian, where they have it's the fastest land mammal, the cheetah, versus I don't know some other animal like greyhound or whatever. But they have the distance is way too
Matters.
long for the cheetah, right? Yeah. So oh, sorry, the cheetah lost steam. How are you guys in the first 40 yards?
Oh, I was ahead of him the whole time.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, then you just dragged him, dude. He's cooked.
Yeah. But still, a 19-year-old should be able to outlast me. I'm 42.
Yeah. Well, 42 is the age where, you and I, we should be having a midlife crisis. And so recently, the coaching business is crushing. We're doing amazing. And I have all these clients with super cool cars. And I know there's a car analogy you don't want to do. Why don't I have an awesome Porsche? And I don't really want an awesome Porsche, but I do want to get a convertible again, not to drive it around, but just to jump over it. And I feel like there's zero 42-year-old, drug-free, lifetime natural men anymore. They could be like, oh yeah, dude, park the car in the middle of the street. And people, I'm saying, jumping over it from door to door on a convertible, right? It's not it's athletic, but it's not insane, right? It's not not like
a long way. Yeah.
Not the hot dog way, not the hamburger way or whatever, vice versa. But yeah, man, that just hit me the other day.
A while ago?
I did. So way back in the day, this friend of mine, shout out to Aaron Bean. I have no idea where you are, Aaron. Are you a listener? But he had the keys to everything at Reseda High School. He was part of some after school thing at Reseda High School. And so we could get on, the obstacle course or get out on the football field. And so 2 decades ago, I had a Ford. This actually, this from me being on your podcast. So my dad died of prostate cancer when I was 18, and I inherited, his quote unquote dream car, which was this Ford Mustang convertible. I don't think it was actually ever his dream car, but that's the car he had in retirement, right?
Yeah.
And so I have this red Ford Mustang convertible down in LA. And so Aaron's got the keys to the football field. I was like, oh, dude, let's just unlock that gate. We'll drive the car out on the football field. And I sprinted the whole thing, at the, I'm going to T-bone it. And I just jump over the car. I actually put that up on my Instagram stories not too long ago. But that's the dream. It's just dude, jump over a car sideways, jump over the driver's door, clear the car, land on the other side. There's no drug-free Well, that's the other thing too. Like so many dudes our age, they're just in pain every day. They've got
Yeah.
no energy. They get home, they're on the couch. And like, I don't know if you saw this. We haven't talked about it, but my first son was born like 5 days ago.
Amazing.
Right. So I got a little baby Chris at home now. And there's like dads that like can't even play. Like, where are you going to be for your grandkids? And you can really see it. You know, my wife's mom, pretty mobile, pretty fit, pretty active, can get down with the baby, up with the baby, whatever. But my mom can't do that.
Mm.
Right. And the unfortunate thing for my mom is I think she's the one person in this world that genuinely will never listen to me about health and fitness.
The family
Like,
never does.
they never do. It's so bonkers. But then I have, female clients her age that are crushing it. Like absolutely crushing. It's like, Mom, why don't you listen? It's like, well,
You
it's
have to
easy
give
for
up.
you, Chris.
Yeah, there's always excuses. She'll never think of you as anything but the little son
Yeah,
that
exactly.
you change your diapers, but it's okay. There's always ways around it. Like maybe someone else will influence her. And that's what happened with my sister a bit, where she had a friend that listened to my
Mhm.
show and followed me. And then all of a sudden I was validated. And my sister
Okay,
started
that's awesome. That's
listening
awesome.
to me. It was a hard turn when that happened. So that can happen.
Yeah, well, it's all of a sudden, oh, wait, my little brother is an international expert at this thing. Like maybe and that actually just happened to me today. My sister-in-law, they live in Arizona and she went down to Scottsdale and there's this women's only gym. And, it's like this much to do this. And you come in 3 days a week and then there's some silly app where you have to track all your macros or you don't qualify for the program. Like all this nonsense. And I'm finally like, I'll just give you one of my onboarding calls for free. And then finally I will just give you everything.
Mhm.
Right. But for family, it's like I always promise to give them everything for free and they never take me up on it. Like going back decades. It's unbelievable.
But I do it around town too. So,
In Austin.
not many people care too. I'm just hanging around the Sapien Center. People don't realize that you can just come in and work out with me for free. And well, you have to be a member, but it doesn't cost any more for me to be your personal trainer. And so people finally figured that out. And I have 2 friends that just do hard 30 with me, and they actually listen to me now. And there was some sort of switch in their life where they realized that it was time for them to make this switch. And they're both actually our age. That's the
Yeah.
thing. They're both young 40s.
Well, at least they were already coming to the Sapien Center, right? It's like
Yeah.
all the people outside the Sapien Center. And that's one thing I got to say to, whether it's your audience transitioning from Instagram or the Peak Human podcast or whatever. I just did this call this morning and I have this meme in my onboarding packet where it's like, since the movie Fight Club came out, men have been saying, "Oh, that's my dream physique." The movie came out in 1999. Like, what is taking you so long?
Mhm.
Right? Like, if you're in our audience and you're 30 to 40 pounds overweight, dude, that is a 3 or 4 month operation. At most, it is a 5 or 6 month operation, and you can do it drug free, no Ozempic, no TRT. In fact, all of those things just end up being counterproductive and getting you stuck. And what's crazy, I was actually on a flight out to Vegas to do another podcast that is dropping here soon. Maybe I'll tell people where that one's going to be, but it's pretty cool. And the guy next to me in the seat next to me on Southwest, as you would fly into Vegas,
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, did you know that testosterone is the number one most abused Schedule 3 drug in this country? Because everyone can get a prescription for it or use it off label or what. Two clients now. Between the two of them, they've got a total of 2 testicles. So
Mhm.
one guy lost a testicle to testicular cancer. The other guy got one like smashed by a pipe in his awesome blue collar, super cool job where he just works with huge pipes, right? And each of these guys have 1 testicle and they're both crushing it. So if you're a regular dude with 2 working testicles, the fact that your working testicles aren't working That's on your lifestyle. It's on your daily lifestyle and environment. And TRT only gets you stuck. I have people that come to me on TRT and they either want to get off of it, or they tried it and had terrible side effects, or they're like, dude, I just don't even feel it anymore. And the only way to feel it is to take more. And so maybe this is actionable advice for the audience right here is, if you are, they call it pinning, right? That's like the cool term for injecting yourself. I
Mm.
think the other cool term right now that's popular in the zeitgeist is microdosing. So
Mm-hmm.
I take little amounts of Ozempic. I'm microdosing my Ozempic. Baloney, homie. But anyway, all of your hormones are operating in this beautiful symphony, this cascade of everything, right? Like this hormone is supposed to be high in the morning and then it's low in the evening. The other one's low in the morning and high in the evening. And everything is crisscrossing and it's like playing this beautiful music. And if you come in and you're like, I pin my testosterone Sunday night. Well, Sunday night, you've got super high testosterone. At night, you should have low testosterone. But then it's high through the week and then it's falling off all week till Saturday morning. You got no testosterone and then it's high again, way too high Sunday. And instead, it's supposed to be a daily cycle for men. And women, you have daily cycles within weekly and monthly cycles. And so you can't get that when you're injecting the hormones, right? Does that make sense, Brian?
Absolutely. No, this you can't cheat nature. That's the ultimate thing in everything. That's kind of the theme of this whole podcast. What is sapien? Sapien is the idea that you can't cheat nature. So the positive spin of that is align to nature or give your body what it expects, right? Your genes, everything about your body expect a certain input. And we live in a modern world and we don't give it that. We don't give it anything correct. And that's why people's testosterone is low. That's why people are anxious and depressed. That's why people are overweight. It's all because of that mismatch. And I didn't coin this idea. There's a few people, but I read the book, Daniel Lieberman, The Story of the Human Body, I think it was.
Okay.
One of these books, and maybe someone even before him coined it, but it's the mismatched diseases. They just talked about the chronic diseases we're facing are the mismatched diseases, and it's a mismatch between our ancient biology and the modern environment. So, but that's a high level theme here, and people just need to understand that, and then everything will make sense, and then maybe you don't have to listen to us anymore. No, you should always listen to us. It's gonna be fun. But if you get the framework,
Subscribe.
if you get this concept, then things will make sense. And then when the new thing comes along, like some new drug, you're like, huh, is this going to be good or bad? Well, is it trying to cheat nature? Then it's going to be bad. And there's going to be some side effects. Ozempic just has a $2 billion lawsuit against them from all the side effects. So
Yeah. Well, if
you
you want to
can't.
lose all your muscle and go blind, start the microdose. Right? Start the
There's so much.
macrodose. Do it faster.
Well, there's so many more problems and symptoms. It had this long list I posted on Instagram just now, but same thing with testosterone, shooting it up. It's the Band-Aid. It's everything that's wrong with the medical system. It's just trying to put the Band-Aid on the problem instead of going to the root cause.
Well, and I think, Brian, like you and I are just incredible examples of people, regular guys. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about you, but we have absolutely elite health. And I would measure that against what Dr. Reven, professor emeritus at Stanford before he died, called syndrome X or metabolic syndrome, right? So what are we trying to stay away from that's underpinning those chronic Western diseases, those mismatched diseases, right? Well, really, we could say that it's high blood pressure, poor glucose control, high blood sugar, high triglycerides, low HDL, and visceral fat or abdominal adiposity. We could say it's all those things, but those are just all symptoms of hyperinsulinemia. We have this one hormone that is, it's the mayor. He is the older brother. He's super responsible. He is your number one anabolic hormone, and he wants you to build muscle. But he's got a job to do. And as your most anabolic hormone, if you don't set the table for him, if you don't give him the right scenario, he's going to build fat instead. He has to build, right? The analogy I like to use, right? You've lived in LA, right? You went to UCLA.
Yeah.
So what is just without us talking about this beforehand, what is the most annoying thing about Los Angeles?
Traffic and all the people.
Traffic. Okay. So let's say, what about when you park your car and the street sweeper comes in the morning?
Yeah. What about it?
Okay. Well, that's the thing. The most annoying people, for if you haven't lived in Los Angeles, the street sweeper comes and he's going to street sweep one side of the street once a week, and then he'll street sweep the other side of the week. And if your car is parked during street sweeping, they're going to write you a big ticket, and you get a few of those big tickets, and they're going to boot your car or
Well,
impound
they'll
your car.
tow you. Some of them they'll just
They'll
tow
tow
you. It
you.
depends
Yeah,
on the
they'll just tow
street.
you.
Like on
Yeah.
the spot, they tow you.
Yeah. And so there's all these places, even, like Sunset Boulevard, you can park on Sunset Boulevard during the workday, but as soon as it's like rush hour, you got to get your car out of there. And so it's one of the most annoying things about Los Angeles. And so what I like to say is Insulin is like this valet, right? He sees your car is out there. He's going to move it. He wants to put it in the garage. But if he takes it to your house and you got this hoarder garage where you can't park anything in, or the garage door is locked, Insulin is going to take your car to the impound lot. And the impound lot is fat, right? So if the cars, this is deep into Chris Krueger metaphor territory, but all these cars parked on the street is your blood glucose. Insulin is coming out. It's like, oh man, okay, great. Cars on the street, no problem. We got street sweeping. All right. If there's room in your muscles, if the glycogen has been depleted, the garage door is open and there's room to park cars in the muscle. I want to take the glucose and park it into the muscle. Now it's glycogen. Wonderful. But if the garages are all full, the doors are all closed, he has to take it to the impound lot. He has to store it as fat. And then if you come and pile more cars and more cars and more cars, the impound lot overflows, and that's diabetes, right? And so as long as you are doing the right things, as long as you are living the Sapien lifestyle, or, I could call it Core 4 or Easy 8, right? As long as we beast and we feast and we fast and we sleep and we're doing the right things in the right amount to trigger the right hormones at the right time of day. I don't want my testosterone to be all high all the time. I want to be high in the morning. I definitely don't want my cortisol to be high all the time. I want it to be a little higher in the morning and then go down in the evening. But Brian, one thing you just said, I want to come back to this, dude, is you're like, dude, you could just show up at Sapien Center in Austin, get a membership, and just work out with me. We were on the phone, guys, behind the scenes. Brian and I were on the phone. We're talking offline. And I'm just walking around my neighborhood talking to Brian. And he's at Sapien Center. And a dude comes in looking for raw milk. And so Brian has to pause our conversation and go be the raw milk salesman and be like, oh no, you got to have your order in by here so that when they come back and they bring the milk in on such and such day, and then you come back and pick up your raw milk, right? You have to put the order in first. But actually, Brian, how do they get the raw milk? And I want to compare your raw milk prices to the California raw milk prices, because I guarantee it's bananas.
Well, no, ours is pretty expensive, but you have to put it on Tuesday and then it comes on Wednesday. So it's pretty simple, but you can't just show up and get it. Yeah.
It's like, dude, we don't
But
keep
it's
the
still,
raw
it's
milk
still,
here.
yeah, it's still expensive. I think, well,
No.
in California, at least you can buy it in stores. In Texas, it's still illegal, which is insane. So you have to,
Whoa.
yeah,
Where's all the freedom, brother?
I know. We have a lot of freedom except for some things.
Okay, just tell me, California price at the farmer's market. So maybe it's more expensive at your place. I don't know.
Yeah.
But at the farmer's market in Ladera Ranch, shout out to Elvis and Elvis Jr., these two guys that are slanging raw milk at the farmer's market. It's, I think, for raw goat milk is like $18 a quart.
A quart.
A quart, brother.
No, ours is 17 a gallon, but that's
that's 4 times less. You're getting 4 times more.
Well,
Elvis and Elvis, dude, they're killing it.
Yeah. Well, goat milk's a little harder to get. I'll give them that.
Okay. Yeah, it might be 14 for raw cow milk per quart though.
Wow.
It's insane. But I think you can go to Oklahoma and get it. Like in Oklahoma, I think it's on the cheap.
Yeah.
Or at least relatively.
And you just got to get it from the dealer, basically.
The dealer.
Most of that cost is because someone has to drive an hour and a half to get it to us in town.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. And then Brian, what else do we need to hit on today? Because I know of the world.
Yeah, well, let's do that one. I just
Yeah.
posted about Brian Johnson. I posted a side by side on Instagram, Facebook, and X, and it kind of went viral on each platform separately. And I didn't doctor the photos either. This is just a photo I took. That 19-year-old dude took it of me a few days
Okay.
after I turned 42, which was just a month ago. And it's compared to Brian Johnson, who I just took an undoctored photo off the internet. I just found any photo with his shirt off, and he looks like a ghost. And
He looks
I
translucent, dude. Like a
dude,
vampire, like a vampire.
well, my favorite joke is for someone who doesn't wanna die, he already looks like he's dead. It's pretty ironic. Like, he already looks dead, but yeah, so I started this post that I've met him a few times. So I met him a couple times in Austin. I went to one of his little brunches. He had, like, his Don't Die brunch at this little venue that I go to, and I got invited to this private brunch with him, and basically, it was an hour, 2 hours of him trying to get people to join his cult.
Yeah.
So, he
As
kinda
a
just wants to.
cult leader would do.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean, he
invite
just
the
wants to be a
public
cult
in,
leader.
join my cult, come worship me.
Yeah, well, that's how cults work. It's the cult is to not die, which is this thing is people he preys on people who are just scared of death, and then
Okay.
he has all the answers, right? So that's how cults work. There's a book about it. Someone's telling me about it that this is a formula where you have to choose something that you are the guru of, and people have to come to you for the answers, right? So
And
that's what he's
the answers only exist within you.
with exactly. So he did this 2-hour thing, and we had to eat this mush, which I did not eat. I thought it was a brunch, so I'm all hungry, I'm coming in, they're like, "All right, let's get some sausage and bacon and some eggs," and I get there, and he has his nutty pudding. He has his little, like, vegan mush that he serves that is a pea protein, and people were, like, coughing trying to eat it, and
Well,
it
so the thing is, like, in the food industry or even in health and fitness, the profit is all in the processing,
Yep.
right? Like, hey man, here's a cow, it's worth this much. We butcher it, it's on your, we're rolling it in butcher paper and handing it to you. It's this much a pound,
Yeah, and the farmer
right?
makes, $2 a pound.
Exactly. Very little processing, very little profit, right? But as soon and I was just talking with my family downstairs about this. Right? Because yeah, there's things all the usual suspects, like go to the grocery store. But the ones that are crazy now, I would say, especially in our demographic, is the energy drinks, the Zins, and then vaping. Like, how are any of these a thing? Right. But back to Brian, yeah. So we can't just be like, hey guys, here's the Sapien diet. So simple. I think you just did an infographic about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, so mostly eat this stuff. And I would, for my clients, I would be like, okay, well, the way I explain Brian diet, honestly, is I say, and this will make more sense if you're watching the video, but just imagine right in front of me, I'm saying, here is a meal that will keep you where you are. So the word we can use to describe where you are, we can call that homeostasis, and it sounds fine. And we can call it stuck, and it sounds worse. And then there's all the way in one direction is the foods that are going to get you leaner and closer to your goals. And on the other direction, there's all these foods that will get you fatter and further from your goals. But the meal in the middle that's keeping you stuck or in homeostasis might be something super enjoyable. Like it might be a ribeye and a loaded baked potato. And so the whole idea is you eat the foods that get you closer and closer and closer to your goals. And then you can always stay in a homeostasis eating the ribeye and the loaded baked potato. And then this is something I've been saying recently, Brian, is, hey, look, animal fat is the best fat, 100%, right? But if you're in our audience and you're listening and you're 30 or 40 pounds overweight or more, the best animal fat for you, it's your own body fat,
Yep.
right? That is the best fat for you. We want you doing the self-eating of that body fat, the autophagy. Like, let's eat through all of this excess body fat that you have and get lean. And then let's get to the ribeye and the loaded baked potato and make that happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is what I've been explaining to the guys I've been telling you about that I've been training with. And like you definitely want to eat the animal fat. That's the best choice. But if you need to lose fat, we don't need to go insane with it. Unless you, I mean, some people they try to go full carnivore, and I get it. Some people they do this the full carnivore way, and they're eating a lot of fat, and you can still lose weight. But that's if you go zero carb, and that's just a path that maybe some people want to go down. I don't know if it's the best path. It could be the path for you, especially if
Yeah.
you
Well,
maybe have other conditions, autoimmune. There's reasons to do that.
okay. I want to give a
What are you gonna say?
little shout out here to the woman. She's actually a client of mine now, but she's simply dot unconventional on Instagram. She used to be Great Buffalo Homestead, and
Oh, yeah,
she
yeah.
lives on like a pecan farm. Yeah, I think you've shared her stuff before, but Ann Bennett. And so she is a client of mine, and she wanted me to comment on this wonderful people on the internet. There are so many just off the wall bonkers, zero logic, zero critical thinking, but credentialed dietitians,
Mhm.
right? And so she was like, well, Chris, this woman's saying, like carnivore is terrible and eating one meal a day is the worst. And here's an example of her client that did, that she got him to eat more often and he gained all this muscle in 1 month. And really what it was, and this is, why, full carnivore or keto or ultra low carb is seductive, is you're always going to lose 3, 4, 5 pounds of water weight immediately. And that water weight, it's not the good water weight where we're holding on to blood sugar and our insulin's too high and like we finally drop the insulin down and we can pee out all that extra water. We're talking about when you are low carb, when you're keto, when you're full carnivore, is you're just storing less glycogen in your muscles, and the glycogen is stored in there with water. And so as soon as you introduce my point is, the woman, the dietitian, was trying to say, hey, look, he gained 3 pounds of muscle in 1 month. It's like, no, he just got carved up,
Mhm.
right? And she didn't show whether it was a DEXA scan or bioelectrical impedance or whatever. And so I think I'm going to collab with Anne on a little reel about, yeah, like what the dietitian is saying is total nonsense.
Yeah.
But on the surface level, if your life isn't dedicated to health and fitness the way yours is or mine is, you can have someone with credentials, with beautiful people, I'm doing credentials in air quotes, that can completely lead you astray, right? And then I don't know if Brian Johnson has any credentials as a cult leader, like I don't know, cult
No.
leader MD, right? But he can lead you completely astray with like sciency sounding things that sound good, right? But then it's like, here's this product and here's that product and here's more processed crap and whatever his mushed mung bean junk is.
Well, yeah. He's definitely a salesman. It's a genius sales strategy where he gets a PR company, he spends a couple years doing the circuit, saying how he's spends $2 million a year on his health, and then hits you with a million products, and he's making tons of money. I think he was on track to do $100 million this year. And so he's just a
Yeah.
salesman. It's the best gimmick ever. Is all that he's done. It's very clear that it's a sales strategy. And so yeah, I didn't finish. I should finish the story with Brian Johnson,
Yeah.
and then we wrap it up because we're doing these short episodes. We're,
Dude, I
we're gonna
need a
make these
football
fun.
analogy first. You promised me that there was going to be a football analogy.
Oh no, I got to save that one for next time.
Okay,
That was a
well,
whole nother topic.
now I need to tune in next time if I've got to come back in here because you haven't told me yet.
Chris, you got to subscribe to the
Okay, I
Sapien
got to
Podcast on
Sapien
Spotify,
Podcast, check. And I think,
iTunes.
hey, I heard about these gals that their podcast blew up, and they would have all their regular followers like deliberately unfollow them and then refollow them the next week, right?
Huh.
Like just hit unfollow on the button and then refollow. And apparently that's somehow like people. I'm not for like everyone listening. For every workout program I've ever written, the word for week one is always integrity. Telling the truth, being honest with yourself first, and then being, telling the truth and being honest with others. But if we can trick the algorithm to boost Sapien for the good of mankind, well, let's trick the algorithm. So follow us. And then next week when we say follow us, if you already follow us, hit unfollow and then hit refollow.
All right. I like
See
it.
if it
It's a
works.
hack.
I don't know.
There's no integrity with the algorithm. You want to have good integrity with the people, not the
Yes.
algorithm. Okay, anyway, so Brian Johnson, so Well-meaning guy, I guess. I don't know. I can't tell because in person, he spent time with me. He talked with me. He was listening, right? And then I saw him again in another event, and he talked with me after. But actually, I was kind of antagonizing him. I asked him the second time I saw him. He was on stage at this big South by event, and we're talking after him like, "Hey, you want to live forever, yet you're avoiding the world's healthiest foods." He doesn't eat animal foods. I said, "Why don't you eat animal foods? You're eating you're not eating the most nutrient dense, bioavailable foods." And he didn't say anything for like 30 seconds. He had no answer. And then he has this woman.
The computer had to reboot.
Yeah,
He's like, oh, you just crashed the system.
for sure. And up close, he looked terrible. Like when I was like standing right next to him, his eyes were red, but not like the inside of his eyes, the outside of his eyis were red. Like
Oh,
his skin was see-through, the outside of his eyes were red. He just looked like he was gonna die. And
translucent
so
vampire.
his like co-founder lady finally spoke up because he was stuck, and she said, "Oh, well, he has the best labs ever, so he's all good." And he does not have the best labs. He has the best labs for vegan paradigm or the standard paradigm where they count LDL as the biggest thing, even
Oh
though
my
that's not
gosh.
the best predictor of heart disease at all.
How big a dude is Brian Johnson?
He's like 6 foot. He's probably like 160. He's just like a thinner guy. I mean, I'm a thinner guy too.
Yeah. I just wonder, like, we talked offline about like starting the longevity games at the Sapien Center, right?
Yeah.
Like, here's the real metrics or here's the real calculation. But I wonder if you guys should just fight, bro. Right? Like, you're like,
Oh
what
man,
weight class? Could we make middleweight? Like, you guys both weigh
maybe.
in under 160. You guys both weigh in 147, 154. Like, what's the weight class? I'll hook you up with Joel Diaz, who's one of the best boxing trainers in the world. We'll be like slipping and dipping. We'll be hitting them in the ribs, and we'll just see.
Wow. I don't think he can last. Yeah, I wanna do like a decathlon. I wanna do all the events, the running events, the field events. We'll
Okay.
see. But okay, I gotta finish this topic before we end the show, but I posted that he is trying to make health super complicated. He's trying to say he's doing 10 different routines at once. He's always doing 10 different he's doing 100 supplements, but doing different procedures, different taking blood from his son, doing all these things.
Ugh.
And his main message is that you have to be vegan. He doesn't say you have to be vegan. That you have to take all his blueprint supplements. You have to avoid meat and avoid fat, avoid protein. You have to do a million procedures, and you have to go to sleep at 9. And he doesn't eat after noon. You have to eat at 5:30 in the morning, and then you're done eating by noon. You have to. Well, actually, I mean, small eating window that could be good. Just all kinds of
Actually, Brian, I like that. I like that one.
yeah, stick with that one. No, but he has all these crazy things, and I think it's doing more harm than good. Someone else who agrees with me, this guy Nick Norwitz, who's like PhD, MD, smart guy on X, and he's like, "Oh, well, look, why are you guys fighting? He's trying to make people healthy." And I'll give him that too. Maybe he is trying to make people healthy, but it seems like he's just a salesman trying to sell his supplements. But maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's trying to make people healthy, but he's going it the wrong way. So that's what we're doing at Sapien. That's what we're doing this podcast. That's what me and Chris are about. Is we are normal dudes. We're nothing special. We do this for a living, but it's not our main job. It's not our main focus of 10 hours a day trying to be healthy. We do this very naturally, comfortably, enjoyably, and we have good results. And so that was my point with this post is maybe I work out not enough. I only work out 30 minutes twice a week in the gym, and then I sprint, I play beach volleyball. But my
Yeah.
gym time is 1 hour a week. Yet, look up the picture. I'm bigger than him.
Okay. You guys got to fight.
I
How old is he?
He's 47, so he's a few years older than me.
Okay. You know
So,
what? Give him a weight advantage. Be like, I'll weigh in 2 pounds less than you.
yeah, I do. I probably weigh like 5 pounds less than him anyway. Yeah.
Beautiful. So it's even. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's schedule it. Okay. I got to tell. So next time, we got to have your football analogy.
Yep.
I got a story. I have this new ultra VIP client where the dude literally commutes to work in a helicopter to Chicago. Like, so dope. But I think There's a story that kind of relates to what you were saying there. And then I have one other thing that we're gonna have to hold back for next time because I think we're definitely over time, whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like we just get going and we don't stop.
I
But yeah,
love it.
beautiful people in the audience. What do we need to tell them? Subscribe, and then come back and listen to the next one, and then unsubscribe and then resubscribe.
We're going to keep these quick and fun. And Chris, good stuff, man.
Brian, have a beautiful day, man. Audience, crush it, make it happen, get the results, live with the results, sustain the results, and enjoy a wonderful life.
All right.